Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Now today I'm taking a look at a camera I've had for a few years now and I still use it extensively, and it is my Sony A6600 which we have here. Now the A6600 was, up until last year, Canon's flagship APS-C hybrid camera. That's been superseded by the A6700, which has quite a few advancements over the A6600 for video, but not quite so many for photography. I want to go through why I'm still using the A6600 for my photography and not the A6700, which seems a bit counterproductive. You would think I would want to use the A6700. I prefer the A6600 for photography, and that's mainly down to handling as opposed to the end result. Now the A6600 has the older 24 megapixel APS-C sensor in. The A6700 has the 26 megapixel sensor, backside illuminated sensor, that you'll find in the likes of the FX30 and the ZV-E10 Mark II and a number of the other Sony cameras. I'm actually running my wide shot here today with my Sony FX30 that has got the same sensor in as the A6700. Great for video, where the A6600, as I said, has the older sensor. There's two fundamental reasons why I use the A6600 for photography and not my A6700. One of them is the tilty-wilty screen. Now the A6600 has the tilty-wilty screen that tilts up. It does actually go all the way up. So if you are doing vlogging, you can still do video with the A6600 because it does have the screen that flips up. That's actually handy because your eye contact is more directly looking down the lens, because you're not looking to one side, you're still looking directly at the lens. I actually think that is, a great feature and to some extent an advantage. But for photography, I vastly prefer the tilty-wilty screen to the screens that come out of a camera. I always feel either I'm going to break the screen, or I just feel that it's more obvious that you're taking photographs with a screen that flips out to the side. So that's one reason why I prefer the A6600 for photography, is the screen tilty-wilty as opposed to the articulating screen. The second reason, oddly enough, is the grip. The grip is very similar between the A6700 and the A6600 because they both take the FZ100 battery. So there's no problem with that. Both batteries are identical for the 6700 and the 6600, but for some reason the grip feels better on the 6600. I don't know why, but it does. They both have in-body image stabilization, where the 6700 also has in-body image stabilization, but it's slightly improved. And as I say, they're both great to handle. They both take the same E-mount lenses. It's the same on both cameras. The layout is very similar on both cameras, although the A6700 now has a command dial on the front of the camera. This one has no command dial. You're reliant on the dial on the back of the camera and also this thumb wheel on the back of the camera, which isn't as good as having two command dials, one on the front and one on the back. But I still prefer the handling of the 6600 anyway. Also, price-wise, on the used market, the A6600 is about £700, so quite considerably less than what it is, than what the A6700 is. Although if you're buying new, I think the A6600 is a bit pricey. There are other options from other manufacturers that are better placed from what the A6600 is. So I think you're best off buying the A6600 on the used market, and if you buy it from somewhere like Wex Photographic or MPB, you're going to get a great price for the A6600. And I think that 2 megapixel in sensor size isn't going to make, well, it's not going to make any difference for your photographs. Now for video, totally different ball game. The 6700 has a different video processor. It handles 10-bit 4K video. This is only an 8-bit camera. It has various autofocus algorithms that this one doesn't have. Well, I still find the autofocus for video is great on this. But again, you see, if you're doing stuff like I do, YouTube content, and you're not doing any heavy colour grading, then the A6600 is absolutely fine. The 8-bit coming out of it is lovely quality, is absolutely fine. It depends on what you want to do with it. They both tend to overheat. The A6600 and the 6700, if you're doing long form video content in warm environments, you may well find that they overheat. I've never managed to get either of my cameras to overheat, but I have heard many stories where the 6700 does overheat under certain scenarios. But again, with me using it in the studio here, I've never had any problems with them overheating. Both of the cameras have no video record limit, so that's fantastic. Again, very useful for me here in the studio. I don't have to, when I'm filming, I don't have to be conscious about the camera overheating. So I love the A6600 for photography. I still use it for video, but I don't use it as much, obviously, as my other dedicated video cameras. They're both crop sensor cameras, so they'll take all the different E-mount lenses. And being crop sensor, the lenses are quite substantially cheaper than the full frame lenses, and they're more compact than the full frame lenses. So yeah, I still love the A6600 for photography. I go out and about with it all the time. Some photographs here. Now, I will leave a link to these images on my Flickr page rather than me going through them here. There's loads of images on my Flickr page because I've had the A6600 for quite a long time. But it handles a dynamic range, is really, really good. Sharpness is excellent, although that does depend on what lenses you're using, obviously. And it will take, ultra wide lenses right through to telephoto lenses. That's shot on me, that's shot at 11mm using the 11mm lens, the Sony 11mm, beautiful lens. You can see it, just clarity is great. I'm only spinning through these, as you can see. But yeah, take a closer look at these images on my Flickr page. You'll see they're very good, and I say great value for money. If you are looking for a hybrid camera in 2025 and you're not worried about the 10-bit video codecs, then I think the A6600 is really great, and I love the handling. That's one of my favourite things of this camera. It's got a really deep grip. Your knuckles don't rub up against the lenses, so it makes for a lovely handling camera. And I say the fact that it has the tilty-wilty screen as opposed to the articulating screen is great for me for photography. It has got a viewfinder. It's a rangefinder style viewfinder, so the viewfinder's off to the side rather than central to the camera, so works absolutely fine for me. I don't have an issue with it. 2.4 million dot viewfinder, so the resolution is okay. It's not up to the likes of the the A7 IV and a lot of the other Sony cameras and other brands of cameras, but it does the job. It is a small viewfinder, but it works. It does the job. You can see what you're doing. It has got touch to focus. The A6700 has a touchscreen all over for adjusting your menus and what have you. The 6600 has the older menu system compared to the 6700 and isn't touchscreen. It is touch to focus, but it isn't touchscreen for the menu. But again, I'm happy with that. It don't bother me at all. It's got quite a few function buttons, 2 on the top and quite a few on the back there. Works well in the studio here. I've used it in the studio with Godox flash triggers. So again, works well in the studio. I've got a couple of here. I think I've got somewhere. Yeah. Again, the eye autofocus is superb when you're working in the studio. Face detect is great. It has got animal and human face detect and eye detect, where the 6700 has bird detect and various other modes, AF modes. I've pre-assigned a function button to go straight into animal eye detect, and it works a treat, so no problem at all. So yeah, working here in the studio with flash, also working outdoors. Great little camera. Has only got the one SD card slot. Well, that's the same as the 6700. But the nice thing with the 6700, they've put the SD card slot on the side of the camera, So with the A6600, the SD card slot goes in the battery compartment. Well, I mean, that's, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? So yeah, great little camera. I strongly suggest you take a look at the photographs on my Flickr page, see what you think of the A6600. I'll leave a link in this video. And I can highly recommend it if you get one, you know, a decent price, say particularly on the used market. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that video useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video, and don't forget to share it if you feel other people might find this video useful. That would be fantastic. Cheers for now. Bye.